everybody, this is Lynn Watanabe MacFarlane with Intero Real Estate Services. Today we're going to be kicking off my new series of interviews with industry experts who happen to be my partners, my business partners in real estate. We'll be talking to Prosperity Mortgage about what's been going on since sheltering in place. There's been a lot of activity and I'm sure that you're curious. Hi, everybody. We're here with Rashel Yadegari of Prosperity Home Mortgage, and she's here to talk about the different myths of home buying system. So a lot of times when I meet with new buyers, they're unaware of what do you have to do, and they have a lot of questions. And so I'm here with Rashel, and she's going to take it away and talk about all the things that you might have questions about. So you want to talk a little bit about Prosperity, Rashel?
Yeah, Lynn, thank you. Thanks for allowing me to join, and I'm excited to be here. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing well. A little bit about myself and Prosperity. I've been in the industry about 20 years. Excited to partner with Prosperity Home Mortgage, who is part of the Berkshire Hathaway family. We're owned by Warren Buffett as well, so excited to be a part of the Intero team. We're a mortgage staple in the industry. What makes us really unique is we're a banker broker. And in that aspect, we're a one-stop shop. And so what we do is provide value, excellent pricing. And my job is to make sure that we tailor a program that fits your needs. Instead of you having to hop from one bank to another institution to see what they have to offer, that's my job. And the beauty of that is with our excellent, skilled agents like Lynn and our in-house title reps as well, we can do everything in-house without you leaving to have to shop around for any of the other services. So that's the beauty of Prosperity. That's the beauty of working with Lynn at Intero. We're here to serve you all and make it a seamless transaction from start to finish.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. And, so there's a lot of first-time buyers that are worried about, do they qualify, and how much money do they have to have down? And one of those myths is that they need to have 20% down. Is that true?
That's an excellent question. We hear that come up all the time. And no, you don't have to have 20% down. We have different down payment options available, even starting with no down payments. So if that's a concern of yours, feel free to reach out. We'd love to see what your specific financial situation is and see how we can better help you.
That's great. So another question that has often come up is, what's the difference of pre-qualification and pre-approval?
That's a great question. So a pre-qualification is simply a phone conversation that we have with buyers to get a feel of their current income situation, their employment, their credit. So it's an opportunity for us to have a healthy dialogue to get a feel of not only the client themselves, their borrower, but their history, their financial situation. A pre-approval is where we actually request your income documents. So in essence, as the loan officer, I'm going through your file and crossing all T's, dotting all I's to make sure your income is validated with the documentation that you provided, and to really, in essence, see not only how much you get pre-approved for based on your qualifications, but also talk about affordability. So the significant difference is, one, we require documentation to view and to validate, and the other is just a healthy dialogue. You can only really make an offer with a pre-approval letter. A pre-qual really means nothing in the sense where you can't go out looking at homes or making an offer without that pre-approval in hand.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of online lenders that offer letters, and I think people get confused between the two terms.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Each lender is different. At Prosperity, we're very conservative. I'm very conservative. So when I ask for the documentation, I want to be sure if we give a letter and I have my name on something and Prosperity's name on it, that we've done our due diligence to indeed ensure that this client is pre-approved. The last thing we want is just to simply say that, yes, everything looks good, them making an offer and getting into contract, and then finding out, no, there's indeed issues. If I would have requested this particular document ahead of time, maybe we would have uncovered this borrower maybe doesn't qualify for what they're looking for. So it's really important as a loan officer to make sure that we're requesting the necessary documents ahead of time, doing a lot of the legwork or pre-work upfront, just to make sure that we're making it easier for the client, but also the quality of the pre-approvals there.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the reasons why I love to work with Prosperity and with you is because that you folks do the underwriting. And when I am representing a buyer, I have, oh, the light went out. I get to have the lender talk to the seller, the listing agent, and to represent them and say like, hey, this loan is good and my clients are good. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the key things that really separates us and Prosperity as a whole is not only the pre-approval letter process, but who we stand in, you just mentioned to this, when an offer is made. So in essence, we're here to serve our realtor partners, but also our clients. So one of the things that we like doing is contacting the listing agent and introducing ourselves and our buyers. This helps put the listing agent and the sellers at ease. If any questions arise, they know personally who the loan officer is, who's working with them throughout the transaction. I'm helped to answer any questions and really keep them in the loop and updated throughout the timeline of the actual escrow process, because there's so many things that we do, from ordering appraisal and so forth, that they need to know what's going on every step of the way. So I think that's critical. A lot of times that can move the needle of having an offer accepted if they see a Prosperity pre-approval, my name on it, I've been in the industry for so many years, or Prosperity's name, that they know that this is a credible pre-approval letter. And a lot of times also, we still see this happening, which is shocking. A lot of lenders, a lot of loan officers will simply give you a blanket pre-approval letter. And we never want to do that, and I'll share why. If a buyer's pre-approved, let's just say for $1 million, and they're wanting to make an offer for $900,000, we never want to simply let the seller know you're pre-approved for $1 million. Doesn't give us much negotiation power. So if we need to create any pre-approval letters, that's what my role is. That's what our role is. So you want a strategic lender partner who's there every step of the way to make sure that we're helping you save money. Yeah, absolutely. I get shocked every time I hear an agent tell me, oh, I have a blanket pre-approval letter. And I'm like, well, we're not being very strategic on helping that buyer save, as much of their money. So there's things like that we have tools in our pocket that we'd like to leverage to make sure that we are being strategic. We have our buyer's best interest at heart, and we're here to support everyone through the process.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so there's, I would really recommend anyone who's thinking or learning about this whole pre-approval process to reach out to Rashel, because there's a lot of questions that you may have. And another question is that for first-time buyers is that people have student loans. Is that going to affect them?
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now is a hot market, especially for first-time buyers. And a lot of the first-time buyers fall into that whole millennial space, or they don't. But we see buyers who have student loans. Don't let that be something that stops you from pursuing the opportunity to get pre-approved in purchasing a home, because all we factor in, it does get factored into your liability or debt, but we only use the minimum payment. So there is buyers who are getting into contract every single day, who are purchasing homes, who have multiple student loans. So again, feel free to reach out. Let's have that one-on-one conversation and see how we can help you make that dream a reality of buying a home, even with student loans. So it's possible.
Great. So another common thing is about forbearance. I know that Right now we're in shelter in place and there's a lot of uncertainty. And I'm wondering if you can speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, initially, I think that was the sexy word that we were hearing all the time was forbearance, forbearance. And what does that mean? And initially, it was an opportunity for clients to reach out to their lenders and see what they could do around skipping a payment or skipping multiple payments. And there was a lot of buzz around, will that stall them from being able to purchase a home in the future or refinance in the future because now they have filed for forbearance? And we're excited to hear recently, in the last couple of weeks, we've had some updates around that, where if a client has filed for forbearance, but has made payments consistently for the next three payments or 90 days, they are eligible to be able to get another mortgage loan. So that's really important. I think that was a huge win in the lending industry for all of us and clients, because there are some who initially were not sure what their financial situation was going to look like. And if somebody filed for forbearance but did not indeed leverage it, they are not impacted by it. So they don't have to wait that 90 days or three payment process. So again, great opportunity for somebody who's looking to maybe purchase a second home, an investment home, or so on and so forth. Let's talk offline if you have a specific question too. I'm happy to help around that and see what we could do to assist you.
That's great. And I guess my final question would be, a lot of people will say, well, I don't want you to, do a pre-approval because that'll ruin my credit score. Have you heard that?
I have. And I always say it's nothing to be alarmed or concerned of. It's a healthy inquiry. It's about 2 to 3 points that will be checked on your credit. Again, it's nothing to be concerned of. The beauty of working with us, again, is I'm that one-stop shop. So I'll take a look at all of the major lenders we work with to see what best pricing, what best program we have available. And so you don't have to go anywhere else. And again, if you just want to have a conversation without me actually looking at your credit as well, I'm happy to do that. I do that all the time. Don't let the fear of the unknown stop you from making your dream a reality. It's about us partnering together and having that level of transparency. And if you share with me your situation, and I may come back and say, maybe now is not a good time for us to pull your credit because maybe you're working on building your credit. Maybe we need it at a certain score to get you pre-approved, but we'll work on a goal. We'll work on a timeline to get you there. So your best interest is my number one priority. And just know that every step of the way, we will do what's best for you from start to finish.
That's wonderful. So thank you so much for joining us here. And I really appreciate it. If we can continue this conversation, maybe bi-weekly or, once a month. I don't want to monopolize all your time, but I think that this is really informative. And I think if anyone has any questions, feel free to write down below in the comments and we'll get you those answers. But thank you so much, Rashel.
It was my absolute pleasure, and I'm excited to join you, whether that's weekly, monthly. I think providing great value for clients and potential clients is key, and we're just here to help support and lean on us. We're grateful to be here. So thank you again.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Take care.